Hello and welcome to Fellowship of Geeks. I'm Jim,
I'm Diane.
and today we're talking about the geekiest of pursuits,
Sports.
sports ball. Most specifically, it's All-Star Week. That's baseball for any of you uninitiated. Last night we had a little fellowship and went and watched the Home Run Derby.
We did. It was a ton of fun. It was great to be out with friends. We cut the cable cord long before it was cool to cut cable. So
Long time
for
ago.
many years, we've gone out to watch the All-Star Week.
Home Run Derby,
Home
since
Run
it's on
Derby or
ESPN.
All-Star Week. So
Usually the All-Star Game's broadcast, but the Home Run Derby is ESPN. Sorry, ESPN, you're not getting our dollar. You're getting it from whatever sports bar we go to.
So it was great last night. We were able to go out with another couple and hang out with them and chat and talk and watch the Home Run Derby, which had just an amazing end story.
It was a pretty cool story. I mean, and a lot of times you've had. I mean, I remember back in the day when Ken Griffey Sr. was pitching to Ken Griffey Jr. in the All-Star game, and I mean that's cool. And they're bringing their kids out there and stuff like that. But for the winner, first catcher ever. First of all, nice to see it, and a switch hitting catcher on top of that,
Right?
winning. But his dad pitched to him, and his son was the catcher.
Younger brother.
Younger brother, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Younger brother
So-
was the catcher. That was really cool. And did you see his dad hit him with a pitch?
Oh, God. Sounds like my dad pitching to me back in the day.
Well, I did think of our son because would have kind of been the same way, dug in and just kept going. And Cal did. He just dug in and kept going. And so that was pretty amazing. But yeah, it was a great story.
Nothing like being hit by your dad by a pitch on national TV. That's just
Right.
great. I never suffered that indignity. Tiger Bonar Field. But I've always enjoyed the Home Run Derby since its inception. I mean, they didn't always do it.
Yeah.
As it's become more of a spectacle, and it's fun. I mean, it's more relaxed. And even though the All-Star Game used to be very relaxed, and now that it has play on who gets home field advantage in the World Series and things like that, it's a little more serious. I mean, even when I was a kid, Pete Rose took it serious. Running over the catcher, Pete Rose style, and broke the leg and ended the guy's career. So I mean, he took everything about the game serious,
Well,
but it
that's
was a
true.
much more relaxed game. The Home Run Derby is just a lot more fun. They got kids out there shagging flies.
And even in the years where the numbers on how many home runs they were hitting and the speed with which they were
the
getting to
steroid
that,
era,
and the steroid era, I was really thinking about, we remember watching McGuire and
And so
Sosa and the whole crew. Then really that home run derby was almost iconic, just as they went on and on and on. But they were still having fun. I mean,
Right.
It was a fun game. It was a fun atmosphere to be around, and as much as they fellowship at the time, it's time for them to hang out with
Right.
friends who aren't on the same team and share their kids and sit on the picnic bench and eat popcorn with their little kids is always fun to do. But it was nice for us to be able to do that as well, and to sit
Right.
with friends and enjoy that and kind of take it casually.
it has good fellowship. And I mean, I don't follow baseball nearly as closely as I did, and here's my buddy, and so then I was like, do you know any of these guys? He's like, well, the guy that plays for the Yankees. I'm like, well, the Orioles didn't have anybody, so and I like heard of the one guy, and I'm looking, I'm like, I know all three of these guys. It's because they were the commentators on it, and I'm like,
Whoops.
oh, I just glanced at their names. I'm like, yeah, I know there's three dudes, and they're all wearing jackets and like ties. And I'm like, they're not in the Home Run Derby. Okay,
true.
yeah.
We don't watch as
Little
much
out of
baseball
touch.
anymore, but it's fun to, that's what's
always been
also
a fun
nice
spectacle.
about these types of games and the week of the Home Run Derby is because it's easy to drop in and kind of watch parts of it and not have to know an entire
Right.
season and
Yeah,
stats.
some of these guys hit some
worth of
monster bombs, and
monster.
Chris Berman and back is long retired, which I missed that the first couple times. The 38,000th time, you're like,
Okay.
we get it. We're good. Thank you, Chris. Good job. And so that was always fun. And I always liked the All-Star Game as a kid because I was an Orioles fan, and living in the Midwest, there was no interleague play back then. I never got to see the players, that I loved and I followed, and I was reading box scores, and so that was your one time a year that you might get to see one or two of your favorite players, the All-Stars, from there. And I always thought that was cool. And now you have interleague play, and I was able to travel and see some of that. But just as a kid, like, you never saw that if you weren't a fan of your hometown team. forget it. You're never going to see those guys.
That's
I mean,
right.
it might be on This Week in Baseball or
You
something.
had to wait for the really good, clear atmosphere night so your antenna picked up Chicago or Atlanta.
Oh, well, I mean, when I was a kid, we had cable. You could always get the Cubs, but it wasn't like the White Sox were on WGN all that much.
Right.
I was like, oh yeah, I knew all the Cubs. Were you a Cubs fan? No, but those were baseball games, and I could watch them and see some of the other players when I was a kid.
And it's an iconic summer hold,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
It's
a midsummer classic.
It's a
The All-Star
midsummer
Game.
classic, and just really puts kind of a cap on post 4th of July, and you hold out for baseball, and you're like, okay, the other sports will be back in the fall.
It's like, oh, it's going to be Christmas in no time. So, all right. Well, thanks for joining us. Let us know your thoughts on the home run derby, the All-Star game, what your favorite sports ball is. We should watch some other thing and talk about it. But we definitely still geek out on baseball and enjoy the home run derby and the spectacle of the Midsummer Classic. So, thanks for joining us. I'm Jim,
I'm Diane.
and may all your sports balls be winning sports balls.